Welcome to An Idiot's Guide to Buying Your First Motorcycle. I'm your host, Budget Salt Poppy. My first bike was a 2006 R6 that I bought in 2007, and I learned how to ride motorcycles on YouTube. So that kind of makes me an expert in buying motorcycles. In all seriousness, I've been buying motorcycles for a long time and flipping them for profit, and I've also been making motorcycle content for the last 4 years. The most common question I keep getting asked in pretty much every single video is, "Hey Adobo, what's a good first motorcycle?" So today I'm gonna help you answer that for your damn self. I came up with 3 important factors when it comes to buying your first bike. First one's pretty obvious, it's your budget. Not everybody's on the same budget, so once you figure out how much you can spend on a motorcycle, the key thing is getting the most for your money. Figure out what's valuable to you. Is a quick shifter gonna be important? How about horsepower and torque? Do you need heated grips? Do you need the latest and greatest in technology? Or are you good with a bare bones kind of bike? Now, it doesn't matter what subcategory of motorcyclist you fit into. Whether you're into the cafe racers, the naked bikes, the sport bike, or maybe you just watched your first episode of Sons of Anarchy and you want a cruiser. Starting off with a budget and sticking to it will help you figure out which bike you can afford and help you weed out which one of those bikes will give you the most value for your money. Alright, the second part of this equation is how much confidence do you have in yourself, in your skills, and your riding ability. Did you just start riding yesterday? Or did you learn how to ride a motorcycle on YouTube? It's cool if you did, because I did. This is gonna be more of a personal thing. How far are you in your maturity level? Do you still think yo mama jokes are funny? You know what, that's a bad example. I still think they're funny. But I started on a 600 myself. It was a Yamaha R6 that I loved. Could I have gotten a 1000 back then? Maybe. Did I have enough confidence in myself and my skill level to ride a 1000cc? Fudge no. Did I want to start with a 300 or a 250cc back then? No. They're freaking ugly. We didn't really have a lot of cool looking choices for 250s back then. It was like the Ninja 250, which was like ugly as balls. And personally, the R6 was one of my dream bikes, so I figured I'd get the one I loved from the beginning. Which leads me to number 3, you freaking squids. You gotta make sure that the first bike that you buy is one that you'll love. You only get a first bike once, and you want it to be as memorable as possible. I didn't want to be one of those weenies who started on a 300cc and regrets it and tells everybody how much they regret starting on a small bike and moving up. I've heard it time and time again. Would have saved me time and money. See how lucky you are that I'm here? Now, in some countries, you really don't have a choice but to start on a smaller bike. There's nothing wrong with that. These 3 principles still apply no matter what country you live in. Now, let's recap. Start with your budget, figure out how much confidence you have, and make sure you love it. Now, here's the most important part. When you're choosing gear, make sure you get an Icon helmet, an Icon vest, and DC shoes. And if you just finished watching Sons of Anarchy, make sure that vest is leather. Show up to your first Two Wheel Tuesday, go make some friends, introduce yourselves, and tell everybody how much you love their chicken strips. I feel like that's enough to get you started. Icon vest, Icon helmet, chicken strips. Yeah. See you guys in the next one.